Hi, my name is Alejandro de la Torre. I'm originally from Spain, but I'm based in the Netherlands. I work as business development for BTC.com over here. I'm going to speak about Bitcoin market adoption. At the end, I'll speak about our products. So a little bit of a background of our company. We're actually part of the company called Bitmain. I don't know, is anyone here in mining? Does anyone do mining here? Raise your hands. Okay, a few. Oh, that guy back there, yeah. Bitmain is one of the main providers of miners in the world. We manufacture chips, manufacture the miners themselves. They're called ant miners. Bitmain last year acquired our company. It was called BlockchainUA in the past, but we've rebranded to BTC.com. This is our team. As you can see, there's lots of Chinese people. We have our offices in Beijing, Amsterdam, San Francisco, and Tel Aviv. The company has been around Bitmain has been around since late 2012. So one of the first companies in Bitcoin, and we've been around since 2013. One thing that I'd like to start this presentation talking about all the negativity around Bitcoin nowadays. There's a lot of debates on the block size. There's people talking about different protocols, Bitcoin Unlimited, Bitcoin XT, Bitcoin Core. There's also a lot of negativity about Bitcoin being hacked here and there, Bitcoin being used for negative or illicit things. But there's a story that the media doesn't like to talk about, and it's how the adoption rate for Bitcoin keeps on growing steadily. You can see it. For example, this here is Cheap Air. It's an airline that accepts Bitcoin payments. And after you see the cumulative growth from September of last year to this year, it doesn't stop growing. And you see the same here with Bitcoin payments processed by BitPay. BitPay is a merchant provider for Bitcoin. And you see, but the media never really talks about this. You see how it continues to grow. Merchant adoption, Bitcoin, real Bitcoin usage, people using Bitcoin to buy products online, for their own businesses, whatnot. As well as in globally, you can see on local Bitcoins. Local Bitcoins is a good graph to show here because local Bitcoins is always, when you buy Bitcoins OTC, so over the counter, you're paying a premium. So people who are buying these Bitcoins over the counter are actually really using these Bitcoins because if you're just trading, you would just get into exchange. But there's parts of the world where you can't find exchanges, so people are pushed to actually buy Bitcoin at a small premium. So it's a really good graph to see how actually the real adoption rate is growing, and this is the global volume in OTC trades, or local Bitcoins. As you can see, it doesn't stop growing. Another good graph I show here is confirmed transactions per day. These are transactions because there's another graph that shows the amount of wallets being made, and that one's really exponential, but that's not a really good sign because anyone could just open up a wallet and create hundreds of thousands of different wallets. So it's not really a good sign of adoption rate, but confirmed transactions are because people are sending Bitcoin and they have to pay a fee. So, it's a real usage for Bitcoin. Now I'm going to explain a little bit about certain areas in the world where Bitcoin is being adopted at an incredible rate, I'd say, and being used for things that you don't hear in the media. South America is one, and I'm going to pinpoint Venezuela. Venezuela has very heavy capital controls. Inflation rates are 3,000%. People there are starving. It's really bad political situation. And I can see it also as a Bitcoin. We're a Bitcoin wallet provider. And I can see behind, the analytics behind our wallet and where it's being used. And one of the biggest markets for us is Venezuela. And you see the transactions being sent through our wallets, or wallets being created in Venezuela. So what we've been doing is been researching the markets in these areas. And in Venezuela, you see that actually people are using it to buy food. So it's amazing because this is actually what Bitcoin was made for. It was not really, I mean, you can speculate, you can do other things with it, sure, there's nothing wrong with that. But Bitcoin was used to be a currency, to be used against any government currency controls, and it is being used in Venezuela for these reasons. I've spoken to personally with people, families, who have been able to purchase some Bitcoins and are now buying food. So what they do is they send Bitcoins to Miami, and they get a shipment of food, and that feeds their whole family. It really shows the power and the strength of Bitcoin. The authorities in Venezuela are not able to, to find out. It's very difficult to find out who has Bitcoins, and the authorities have much bigger problems on their hands anyway to be talking about, some family using Bitcoin to buy food. Another thing is people are hedging there's money in Venezuela. There's oil and lots of oil. So a lot of people are hedging bolivares with Bitcoin, buying Bitcoin and maintaining their wealth, and sending it to their family across borders. But there is of course there is problems already in Venezuela, as you can see from this top picture here. This is the National Police of Venezuela. They're now cracking down on miners, and from what I hear, a lot of people in the industry are talking about how actually the Venezuelan government is taking the miners themselves and mining Bitcoin themselves. So, and from what I hear, it's true. It's true. So, another area where I like to pinpoint is Nigeria and Africa, West Africa, more importantly. As you can see here, this is a chart from 2-3 months ago. The number one, you can't really see it, but the number one and two areas of Google Trends, so people who search for Bitcoin all over the world, was Nigeria and Ghana. Those were the number one places in the world where Bitcoin was searched the most at. And if you think about it, Nigeria it's a big country. It's 180 million people, but United States 350. Russia, I don't know how much Russia is, sorry. But there's really big countries, and it beats these countries. And you're talking about countries where, there's not a lot of money, problems. Ghana's a very small country, number 2 in the world. So what, of course, we've done research there, and we see the same story arising in Nigeria that's arising in Venezuela. Nigeria doesn't allow for people to take out Naira, the national currency, outside of the country. So if you have a Nigerian bank account, you cannot withdraw outside of Nigeria. So a lot of people are buying Bitcoin and traveling to wherever they need to travel, and then trading that Bitcoin for the local currency. Another way to going through past these capital controls and these government regulations, and it's helping people. And we see another big use case in Africa is remittances, of course. There's people there's people in the States that I've spoken to that send money to their family back in Nigeria, and vice versa. So a lot of this media focuses on all the negativity, but actually we see an exponential growth of real use cases of Bitcoin. Bitcoin being used for what it's meant for buying food, for moving across borders, money, and helping your family and friends. So, what is BTC.com doing to help this this movement? I'd say this revolution. We're trying to educate the market. We believe in education. Education is key for Bitcoin adoption because it is daunting. I mean, it looks very difficult, but once you have a few of the ideas in your head, Bitcoin is not that difficult. Anyway, you're not going to become a coder if you just use it to send and receive. It's not that difficult to learn. So what we've been doing is, for example, Nigeria Bitcoin meetup. We're setting up meetups and conferences in Nigeria to educate the market. So workshops, educational. So like nonprofit organizations reach out to us. We provide them with presentation material. We provide them with a bit of Bitcoin so they can give to their workshop people, attendees. Also in Venezuela, we have a partnership with the biggest Venezuelan exchange that we give away a few Bitcoins, a few Satoshis, not Bitcoins, to users so they can get into our wallet and experience how easy it is and we also provide material for them to learn how to use Bitcoin. I like this quote right here. In a decentralized consensus system, success is reliant on the education of the majority. And I believe that is to be very true. We need to educate the market. Once we educate the market, we'll start seeing more of this Bitcoin use cases, real use cases emerging. Whenever there's any issues in the capital controls, I just talked about Venezuela and Nigeria because they're the biggest markets that we've seen. But we see the same thing happening across other countries where there's problems in capital controls or inflation. Like India, for example, is another big one for us. It's not working. Can you move the next slide, please? Yes. Okay. So please follow me on Twitter. I'm always on Twitter. We have today a promo code for everyone here. It's you can buy Bitcoin. You'll get about like I think €2 worth of Bitcoin. If you download our wallet, you have to download our wallet, and in the menu option there's a promo code section. You put in BTC Kiev 17, and you'll get a few Bitcoins to start your journey into Bitcoin from us. Yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoy our Bitcoin. Thank you.